Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today I want to talk about a number of different subjects. One of them in particular though is of course the upcoming ship nameplates or the ship names. Now last night Frontier did a live stream. This was a Q&A with lead designer Sandro Samarco and community manager Ed Lewis. During the live stream they answered a number of questions from the community and right near the start they got onto the subject of ship names. Now, we know that ship names have been a highly anticipated feature. They've been requested since long before the game was even launched. So it pleased a lot of people when they finally heard that patch 2.3, the Commanders, is going to feature ship naming. The big question though, ever since this feature was announced, is how exactly is ship naming going to work? Now, Frontier have not been forthcoming so far with that information, well, up until today at least. And this lack of information did spark a bit of a controversial flurry last night. During the live stream it was asked how exactly ship naming is going to work. The answer is that the entire feature is behind a paywall. Basically, in order for other players to be able to see your ship when they scan you, or see your ship name rather, when they scan you, you would actually need to pay for that ship name with real money first. So this naturally kicked off a bit of a storm on the forums, massive long forum thread, and eventually Frontier waded in with a lot more information on how exactly ship naming is going to work, and it turns out that the answer on the live stream was actually incorrect. Here then is the correct information of how ship naming is going to work once it finally arrives in the game. Now part of this is going to be available in Beta 5 when that finally releases, and basically what's going to happen is that when you name your ship, you can currently name your ship in a station when you're docked. Once you've done that, your ship name appears in the top right hand corner of your HUD. Now as of Beta 5, when other players scan your ship, they will be able to see your ship name in their UI, just like they can with your character name and so on. This feature will be available for all platforms, so it will be available for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. No mention of Mac, but I guess it will be available on Mac OS as well. Now it's also a feature that is not exclusive to Horizons, so that means it will be available to even base players of Elite Dangerous. Now there is a purchasable layer to this, and that is the cosmetic side of it. And that's basically the nameplate that goes on the side of your ship. We have known this, we've known that the nameplate is purchasable. What we haven't known is the details of the packages and how exactly it will work. But basically it's a one-off purchase, a purchase of just £2, and what this will get you is a pack with a variant of 3 different name styles within it. And on top of that, these 3 different variations will also come in white, grey and black. So that means you get 9 nameplates within a single pack for £2. Or if you're not of the British currency, that's $2.50 or €3. Now these name packs can be used across all your ships, that's past, present and future ships, and you can rename each of your ships as many times as you like. So all in all, not a bad purchase I feel. There is of course always the argument that cosmetic microtransactions are always a bit on the excessive side, and there is a lot of them with Elite, but nonetheless Frontier do need some money, so it's a little bit understandable, at least I can understand it and relate to where they're coming from. The only thing I would have liked to have seen was a free nameplate with a basic font for your ship that everyone gets. So it's a bit of a shame to see that's not going to be in the game, and there's always the argument that such a free option may well have led to an increased number of customers buying the full thing. But then we don't have stats, we don't have access to what the information Frontier actually have themselves, so who knows. But nonetheless, £2 is certainly on the reasonable side. Now moving on, there were a few other points I'd like to talk about that were addressed on the live stream. One of these was the ability of other players to control your helm. So if you invite another person onto your ship, currently they cannot control your ship. Now this was asked, is it a possibility that this may happen in the future? And judging by the response of the developers, it seems that this is extremely unlikely. Apparently it's a very difficult thing to code, and although Sandro said that this is not an insurmountable task, if they put enough resources and time into it, it could be achieved. They basically want to see how multi-crew takes off with the player base before they spend too much time and resources in further enhancing it. That may seem a bit of a backward situation perhaps, because obviously if multi-crew was fully implemented, then it would perhaps have a higher adoption rate. But I guess that's something that we're just going to have to wait and see. But ultimately, yes, I would like to see other players come on my ship, and if I so choose, I'd like to give them the option to pilot my ship, and that was if I actually trusted them. But it seems then that the reasons for not allowing this are the same technical reasons, more or less, for not allowing the use of the SRV during multi-crew. Two other things that particularly stood out on the live stream for me, and these are pretty much fun items in a way, were the following. And now, Sandra Samarco started talking about an exploration overhaul. He didn't say it was coming, it didn't confirm it one way or another, he was just talking about if in the future we ever got around to it. So it wasn't anything that you'd take too seriously, it was just a bit of developer discussion on how he perceives the future of the game, what he'd like to do. But the fun point here came when Ed Lewis interrupted Sandro, basically changing the subject. You could see Ed Lewis was desperately trying to get Sandro to stop talking about anything to do with the subject whatsoever. So it seems likely that an exploration overhaul might well be coming, and no one would have thought anything more of Sandro talking until Ed Lewis sort of underscored it by interrupting, made it seem a lot more of a plausible and serious subject. On a fun note, a question came up about the possibility of creating another galaxy within Elite Dangerous, and with the arrival of Mass Effect Andromeda just around the corner, it seemed like a rather significant time to be asking such a question. Now, could the galaxy Andromeda be created within Elite Dangerous? The answer to that is yes. Stellar Forge, the engine that creates the galaxy, could well handle two galaxies, but it's not something that's on the cards, so the bottom line of that was they're going to take a rain check on that discussion for now. It's an interesting bit of information to have though, because if you've seen the comment section of my videos, it's a question that often comes up. Now, moving away from the live stream, there's another topic I'd like to talk about, and this will give us the ability to help promote Elite a little bit and help out a fellow commander, an unusual combination perhaps. This is something that has gained a bit of traction on the forums. A lot of people are quite willing to help him out. What's happened is Commander Ryder has submitted a clip to the AMD Ryzen Last Clip Standing competition, and from this he stands a chance of winning a Ryzen gaming rig. Now, he's doing very, very well at the moment, he's got a lot of votes, and I'm going to put his video clip in the link below. If you fancy helping out, do head on over there and vote for him. Like I say, it's an opportunity to bring more attention to Elite Dangerous, as well as help out a fellow commander at the same time, so why not? Finally, the video production or my video output is slightly reduced this week because I'm still away from home. We're actually on holiday at the moment, and, well, we're in rather wet country, the UK, it's not that pleasant, but we're having a fantastic time. We're over on the west coast near Somerset, and yeah, it's rather nice here. Even with our hats and scarves and coats, we're having a great time. But it does mean that there'll be a couple less videos this week, but don't worry, I will have another video out on Friday, and then next week we're back to the regular video schedule. That then brings us to an end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.